Social media was set on fire, and this is coming shortly after an interviewer asked Atiku Abubakar a question that was clearly meant to trim him up, and his answer took less than 10 seconds. Listen to this.
I have a president who is 90 years old now and who is sick. And I am healthy, I am strong. So why would I not make my services available to my fellow countrymen?
Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the president is not yet 90 and we cannot confirm nor deny anything about his age.
I have evidence record that he is.
So
I will present it in court.
Let's speak about your presidency, your possible presidency. You have contested so many times. Many Nigerians keep asking, why is Atiku Abubakar not tired? Why do you think you are the best?
At the ballot 2 times or 3 times. Let me give you my political history. I ran for governor 4 times. Because at that position, the people who were in charge of our transition to democracy were military. And I was so anti-military that anytime I won, they will disqualify me. Anytime I won, they will disqualify me. And the last was when there was even an attempt on my life and I went into exile. So I've never found anything easy in my life. There is nothing new there. So because I'm contesting the presidency 2 or 3 times, I mean, that's not anything unusual in my life, in my political life.
Why do you think you are the best?
Why should you caution me on my right? It is my constitutional right. I am strong. I am healthy. I am agile. Why do you bother about my constitutional rights?
You are contesting for the 2nd or 3rd time, as you mentioned. So your insistence, right? Nigerians want to know, why do you think that you are the best for them?
Because things are not going right. Things are not going right.
What is special about Atiku Abubakar? Why are you the best person to become president of Nigeria?
I have the experience. I have the competence. I have the patriotism. So why would I not make all this available to the service of my country?
If you do become president of Nigeria, what measures would you take to tackle the ongoing insecurity in the country, which is one of the biggest issues, especially in northern Nigeria?
Well, I believe it is the responsibility of government because they have not paid attention to our defense needs. I don't believe so. One, the defense is under manned. In other words, we have not have enough boots on ground in this country. They're not good equipment. I remember when we were in office, I told the president that, look, we are over 200 million people, and yet we have less than 200,000 policemen. Egypt, that has about 80 million, had 1 million policemen on the streets, and therefore there is peace there.
If you become president, how soon should Nigerians expect to see changes in that sector?
I believe within 1 year they should be able to see that. And believe me, within 1 year, we can control this insurgency and insecurity that is all over the place.
What a funny response. Atiku will be 80 in 2027, and the interviewer was like, "Sir, you are going to be 80. Don't you think that is going to be a problem?" And see how Atiku responded. "You chose Bola Tinubu, who is 90. Why would my age suddenly be the issue?" But that's not even the biggest part of this interview. In that same conversation, Atiku made something personal that most people missed. Listen to this.
Yeah, I consulted a number of economists and experts who have said that the subsidy removal, the proceeds from subsidy removal has not benefited the ordinary Nigerian. It has further thrown more Nigerians into poverty, bracket or net.
Some people would argue that, reinstating the subsidy would basically be like grappling in the dark because you're not sure of what will happen. The present government has said that some parts of the economy have recovered positively, because of this subsidy removal.
But we have not seen the impact on any aspect of our economic life. Today we are poorer than we were before. And in fact, if you look at the poverty rating of Nigeria, it has worsened before. The government claims it has made so much money. Okay, if you have made so much money, have you invested the money in the welfare of the people, in their well-being, in their security? Absolutely not. Our security is worse. Our unemployment is worse. Our debt is worse. We're one of the most poorest countries today in the world. I mean, with all the resources that we have. So, I mean, there is also an issue of mismanagement of the economy.
So what would you do differently if you are so sure that this is an issue of mismanagement and it is not an issue of giving it some time?
What I will make sure is that there is a much more efficient and much more patriotic management of resources that this country will earn from whatever economic measures it has adopted.
Some people think that you are using this to your advantage to get people's sympathy, because the weak point of Nigerians. Most people are struggling. The economy is hard, and they are going through so many hardships. So people think you are using this to buy yourself some votes. What do you have to say?
It's not an issue of buying votes or exploitation. Absolutely not. Are we not going through these challenges? What I am proposing is we must do whatever is necessary to make sure that those challenges are reduced to the barest minimum, or if not eliminated.
In short, Atiku said he's a farmer and a livestock breeder, and is saying that subsidy removal didn't just eat the country in the abstract, it ate his own farm. He can no longer farm the way he used to. His cattle have been stolen, and according to him, the poverty and unemployment Nigerians are living through traces directly back to that one decision. Honestly, that's not policy language anymore. That's someone saying, I am living the consequences too. And here's where it's connected to something bigger. Let's go back to Tinubu's own inauguration day.
Subsidy. Unfortunate. The budget that I've glimpsed before I asked him of me, and what I've had is that no provision is there for fuel subsidy. The fuel subsidy is gone.
Some people say that statement right there on day one was the beginning of Nigeria's current problems. And now the presidency insists reopening the economy the way Atiku is suggesting isn't realistic, that there are new policies, new sectoral changes he doesn't fully understand. But here's the obvious question. If that argument was good enough for Tinubu to build an entire administration on, why is it suddenly naive coming from Atiku? Here's a genuine question for you. Is APC's pushback about real policy concerns or discomfort with a rival using the same arguments they once made? Drop your take in the comment section. Now let's look at the other side of Atiku's economic pitch. It says if elected, it will reopen Nigeria's borders to revive regional trade and rebalance economic opportunities.
The northern states is bordering about Cameroon, Chad, Niger, Benin Republic. And you close all those borders. All our young men who are doing trading in between these countries, they carry goods here across, they do this. All the, what we call trans-border trade is a legitimate business. All the upcoming young men and women who used to have a capital of 10 million, 20 million, and they were employing 2-3 other people, and then all of them went bankrupt and unemployed. How can there be security? So I said, I'm going to reopen the borders, and I will.
Now, between this and the subsidy arguments, Atiku's built a full economic pitch heading into 2027, and it has clearly landed because APC's response has been anything but quiet. Dr. Abati explained exactly why. Listen to this.
The Tinubu administration is obviously under pressure, and that pressure is coming from the statements being made by Atiku Abubakar of the ADC to the effect that the fuel subsidy has not been managed very well. So the Tinubu administration suddenly realizes that we promised people that if we remove fuel subsidy, we will introduce measures to bring down the transportation fares. They suddenly remembered also that we promised the people social protection. And World Bank and IMF have said social protection is important. Hence comes along Dr. Bernard Doro, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, suddenly remembering that there's something called National Social Register, and all of these knee-jerk, ad hoc, reactive, responses may not work in the long run, except the administration settles down to the basics, the real basics, not reacting to Atiku Abubakar, who has not thought through properly whatever he's proposing, about removal of restoration of fuel subsidy, but getting through the management challenges that, I think Peter Obi, it was, who identified that the issue is not about the policy, it's about the management, and which we encapsulated to mean doing the right thing in the wrong manner.
His point, Atiku is causing what he called sleepless nights in the APC camp. Suddenly, officials are remembering promises they made years ago, explaining things they hadn't bothered to revisit until Atiku brought them back up. According to Abati, if Atiku hadn't said any of this, nobody in APC would be scrambling right now, and it's not like Abati agrees with Atiku entirely. So here's my honest question. Does it matter that Atiku is making this personal now, not just political? Does that make his argument more convincing to you? Or is it still just politics either way? Drop your honest take below. I read every comment. So here's the full breakdown. One BBC interview, two sharp answers, shutting down the age question in a single line, then making the subsidy argument personal in a way we haven't heard from him before. And underneath all of it, an old promise from Tinubu's own inauguration day that is now being used against the man who made it. I recommend watching this video next. Make sure you like, you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss what happens next.